There we go.
So our strategy was to use, have their input. It was their project. They decided where to build it. They got their own plans. They got their own job foreman. They were in charge. And we would teach the teams, make sure the teams knew that we were coming in to help them with their project, and we weren't going in to tell them how to do it. And see, they would decide where to build it, how big to make it. Everything, it was their project. So, we wanted teams to realize that we come in with our hands and say, what do you want us to do, brother? And we were not coming in believing we're gonna finish it, because it was their job to finish it. It was their dream and their vision, and it was our job to help them fulfill their dream and their vision, and to do what we could. But it wasn't our job to finish the project. We wanted them to have ownership of the project. So for them to see themselves as the, not just the receivers of the team, but they're the strategists. They were the ones that were making it happen. And when our teams would go in, another thing we would do, my husband would say there was 2 W's to work and witness, work and witness. And sometimes we got in trouble for taking in teams to do more than just construction, because all of our teams did Bible schools along with the construction, some kind of children's missions emphasis. Sometimes they also did hair cutting, or maybe a workshop or something for women to crafts or something like that, or painting. One lady brought that in once. An evangelistic crusade, different things. Each team has something to offer, and we use that to be an evangelistic strategy. Teams would be a draw. You know, people would want to come and see what's going on at the church. So we took advantage of that aspect of them being a draw to the community, and we'd also be a help to the community. Be knocking on doors, inviting them to the Kids Crusade, to a clinic, to whatever it was we were having at the church, so that we just didn't roll up our sleeves and do construction, and we also, the community knew we were around.
So what were the perceived successes? How did you know you were making a difference, I guess is what the question's supposed to be.
I have several ways of knowing that. Obviously, the main ways would be the bridges that you make in the relationships that we as a couple maintained with the people we helped and served. We recognized that our position was strategy-wise, we were the middle people. We worked with the work witness team coming in, but we were also the people helping the local church. So, but ultimately, what speaks for your ministry is how they look at you while you're there and after you leave. And I have very close friends in Mexico, and I was asked back to speak to a ladies' retreat and for a district, and I thought that was a great privilege. But one of the things after my husband's accident that I worked on was a dream that he had, which was sending Mexican teams to other places. They'd been receivers of teams. Now the idea is to make them be senders of teams. So it's time for them to go, not just to receive. And I got to see 4 teams go to Cuba and build in my husband's memory. And they don't do that. They don't build in somebody's memory if they don't believe in the ministry of the person.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, so 4 teams went, and they come back and they say, okay, hermana, que sigue? Sister, what next? I don't know. You know, we fulfilled the dream. For me, that was basically what I was striving to do, and then things changed, and so we had an opportunity. Other monies were there, and we were able to do 7 teams within Mexico with Mexican hands for projects in need, least likely to receive American help. We sent 1 team to Nicaragua and 1 team to Haiti. Again, they wouldn't go if they didn't believe that there was a reason to go, or they didn't trust in the ministry of the people trying to take them in the first place. husband's dream come true, but then we went beyond that, and I call that, one phase was the dream phase, but then we went beyond the dream. And I'm blessed to have seen that, and I'm working on, I haven't worked on a team with them, but right now I have a new dream, which is to collaborate with Hispanic churches here and Mexican churches there, and collaborate and send a team to Cuba.
That's wonderful.
It's a dream, so wait till it comes true. And it sounds like a lot of sleepless nights, but anyway, so.
Okay, last question. Is there any perceived failures?
Perceived failures. Sometimes, and I'll take this to my local pastor in Mexico City, and our church received, so let's talk about the Mexicans receiving some training too, okay? His perception was that we come in to finish. And we were having a work day, and he says to me, they didn't finish that. Here's the materials for this, here's the materials for that. We didn't get this done. I said, brother, that wasn't their job. That was our job. And I say because I was part of that church. Our job as a congregation, we were supposed to finish it. And at that point in time, we hadn't. And all of a sudden, like a switch went on in his mind that, we're supposed to, they don't come in to do it all for us. We have to do something like, and that's what we're supposed to be doing, but that didn't actually, wasn't clear to him until I said it that way. And okay, then later on he asked me to coordinate a team from our local church to go to the Huastec Indian Zone. Mexico City Church, city kids going to the country, which is 7 hours away, but it's bamboo pole walled huts and thatched roofs and dirt floors, where in Mexico City we're talking about international business and paved streets and homes and concrete block and steel. When we take these guys, it's kind of like City Mouse, Country Mouse. This is like taking these guys from the city and dropping them into the Huastec Indian Zone. And we took 39 people from our local church, rented our own bus, and we brought a clinic, we brought used clothing, we brought toys, we brought a children's crusade, an evangelistic crusade, and we did a lot of stuff we'd never done before. So perceived failures, okay, and I think I learned that I need to say the same things to a Mexican team that I would say to an American team. This is their church. We built it their way, because we were a 30-minute walk straight up the side of the mountain. So they didn't have a truck to dump the gravel for us to make the cement. We had a rock on top of a rock and a hammer, and we were making our own gravel, something none of us had done before. So perceived failures, sometimes it is in managing people's expectations. I don't know that I managed that one, but that was my own same man, same local church pastor. When he asked me to do it, I said to him, "Okay, brother, if I do this, I want 100% participation from our local church." Took him back 100%, because I knew he thought that the team was who went, not capturing the idea that the team 100% participation from the local church. The team is a sent body. And I wanted the church to realize that they were sending their own missionaries for that weekend or week period of time, that we were representing them on the field. So our own mission field. And so 100% participation, I came up with a slogan. In Spanish it rhymes, but it goes, if you can't go, you can send. If you can't send, you can give. If you can't give, you can pray. Everyone can participate. If you can't go and spend a weekend of your time, send somebody in your place. So they helped raise scholarships for the kids, young people and adults that didn't have the money, but they had the time. And so nobody went on a free ride, but they did it. Okay, so they sent people. Like I said, 39 people went, 40 would have filled the bus. We needed that other seat for luggage anyway. Because if you can't go, you can send. Can't send, you can give. They gave us toiletry items, they gave us school supplies, we brought our own food, or a good bit of our food. We brought in clothing and medicine and toys, all kinds of stuff, tools. So if you we didn't go to to the Wasaka Indian Zone empty-handed. If you can't go, you can send. If you can't send, you can give. If you can't give, you can pray. We enlisted the prayer support for everybody that we knew how to touch heaven. And some of those Mexican ladies in their prayer group, when they pray for you, somebody's touched heaven for you. And they couldn't physically go, but they sure could touch heaven for us. And when you send 39 rookies that don't do construction, you need prayer. So, and when you're in the jungle and you're totally out of your element, you need prayer. And when you're doing evangelism and you're out of your element, you're reaching people that you never reached before, you need prayer. So we came really close to having that 100% participation from our local church. So perceived failures, at one point in time, I thought, we didn't do very good at educating him for what should have happened, what managing his expectations, and then flip it around. Now he wants to be a sender, and then he learned how to manage his own expectations on how to be a sender and how to send his own team to another place and have that mission mindset, and how to have the congregation see themselves as senders. We're sending our own mission force to another part of the country. And one of the poorest parts of Mexico. It was really cool to do. But
So it looked like it was perceived failure, but turned into a success.
right. Now, if I have a personal failure, it would be that I'm not real good at emailing, and I periodically call, but maybe I should call more often to maintain relationships. But even if I do call once in a while, it's still there. The love and the bond is still there. And I have two ladies that in the initial stages that really helped us pull that off, those first 4 teams to Cuba. And like I said, I owe. But at the same time, you can be sisters and not speak the same language. Kindred spirits and share the same heart. And it's really cool. Anyway, perceived failures. I don't live in what I could have, should have done. I try to live in what I can do, and because if I live in what I could have, should have done, I'm always going to be looking over my shoulder and wishing I did something different. And we can do that, but rather than see what we didn't do, I like to remember what we did to accomplish. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop it now. It will stop.
So does it help you?
Yes. I'll have her stop it because I can't get it to stop.
Okay, girl. I gave you enough ammo.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, of course, Eileen's heard all that. So.